my friends. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime. I'm Manny Rodriguez. Thank you for joining me. In today's episode, we're discussing the new release video footage of the Uvalde school shooting. It's heart-wrenching in so many ways. And now we even know more on how the response from the police officers definitely was not what we would have expected from officers who are supposed to protect other people, who are supposed to, I thought, put their life on the line for people. I thought that's what they do. I know that at the end of the day, their goal is to go back home to their family. Definitely, I can understand that. But these kids were savagely killed, and no one was able to stop him for almost 78 minutes. And so this new footage that has come out, it shows the Uvalde police response to that shooting. And this video was leaked. We already knew the video was out there and it was getting close to probably being released, but people were fighting it. So we knew that there was a good chance it was going to be coming out. But of course, it was leaked. So it's going to come out. And let me tell you, trigger warning, when I watched it, I was in tears. Of course, they don't show the kids. They edit out the sound of the kids screaming. And I'm not going to play the gunshots. I'm not going to play any of that. We're just going to be discussing it. But they released the footage of the shooting. And it shows right out of the gate, you can see on May 24th, surveillance video shows a truck crashing near Robb Elementary. And the gunman in the crash, he fires 3 shots at the 2 people who were just approaching him to see how he is doing. And so a teacher then calls 911 to report the gunman. And the kids are seen running. She even says the kids are running. And then she even tells the kids to go to the room, to some of the other kids. And so this is where it's so sad. And the teacher is telling them, get down, get in your rooms, get in your rooms. And the bystander captures him walking into the actual school. See, he enters at 11:33 a.m. He's walking down there. And so the Uvalde policemen, and so this disturbing new footage, it shows how Salvador Ramos, he roamed Uvalde school halls, and you can even later see cops running away from gunshots. And so maybe not all of them, but some of them. And so cops responding to the Uvalde, Texas school shooting, they ran away from gunshots while 19 children and 2 teachers were left to die in their classrooms. And this is according to the new footage of the horrifying attack that came out on Tuesday, that came out just yesterday of this video. And so this is a very disturbing video. And so we already knew that this thing was going to be leaked. We already knew that it was coming out, but of course, you know how that works. And so this video, it shows how police officers dilly-dallied in the hallway of Robb Elementary School instead of charging after the 18-year-old gunman, Salvador Ramos, as he systematically killed 21 people on May 24th, 19 children and 2 teachers. And so this 77-minute clip, it shows officers rushing into the school just minutes after the 18-year-old begins his rampage. But rather than confront him, they stopped and lingered. And one cop in a helmet is also captured fleeing the hallway when Ramos fires in their direction. And this is according to the school footage that was directly from security camera. And this video, it validates the bad reports that local and state authorities failed to take immediate action to stop this bloodbath, despite being just yards from the shooter. And as you can see, heavily armed officers are seen in the video walking around the hallway. And you can even see the one officer who stops to get hand sanitizer, stops to look at his phone. I don't know how they find time for this. I don't even know how I would have been, but this is tough. And you can see this one cop here, this one cop to the right, he's crying, he's stressed. He would later find that his daughter has died. And so he was worried about her, knowing that she was in there while cops held him back from going in there. And now we know by video footage that heavily armed officers are seen in the video walking. And you can see here the Uvalde policeman. They even restrained one of the cops whose daughter was one of the 21 that was slaughtered in this massacre. As you can see, the two officers, they held the sheriff deputy Felix Rubio back by his shirt as he wiped away tears while gunman Salvador Ramos went on his brutal rampage in a classroom down that hallway. And the devastated father could be seen with his hand clasped over his mouth as he feared for the life of his 10-year-old girl, Lexi, who was later found dead. And you can see this one officer walking in front of him and pumping sanitizer from a wall mount onto his hands despite everything that was going on around him. And this footage, which was leaked to a local news outlet, and mutes the sound of children screaming. I would not want to listen to it myself, even if it was there. It shows him approach the school, firing on two civilians, and then quickly entering the school. Once he enters the school, you can then see here, moments later, literally, this little boy appears on screen as he starts to edge around the corner, but turns around and runs away when he spots the gunman. My gosh, if his timing was 30 seconds earlier, he might not be here today. That's even hard to fathom in its own, that he was so close. And this footage, it shows cops stalled in the hallway for 77 minutes, checking their phones and running away from gunfire as Ramos fired more than 100 rounds at children in two classrooms. You know, and at first, when this came out, the local officers, they were looked at as heroes immediately after the attack on May 24th, before all these details leaked out about their true actions. And they had surveillance which actually showed Salvador Ramos sauntering through the halls of Robb Elementary School carrying an AR-15. Here is the officer who was seen looking on helplessly, crying. And in the video, Rubio can be seen looking on helplessly, crying and gesticulating. At one point, a second officer has to help to restrain him. And the dad here, Rubio, he is an Iraqi war veteran, and his wife, Kimberly, became advocates for gun reform. They were with their daughter just hours before she was killed in an awards ceremony at the school. And Felix even says in an interview with CNN just days after the attack, all I can hope is that she's just not a number. This is enough. No one else needs to go through this. We never needed to go through this, but we are. And the footage, this has been a source of political debate at the highest levels within Texas. Because at the end of the day, everyone's upset. Salvador enters the school at 11:33 and wasn't shot dead until 12:50. And he wasn't stopped until Border Patrol agents entered the building and shot and killed him. And so obviously, parents are extremely upset at how this has been handled. And they are demanding to know why the 18-year-old gunman was free to continue his rampage as the officer stayed outside of the classroom. And that's also why it makes this so hard. See, it shows Ramos violently swerving his car around the corner and crashing into a ditch in the distance. You can see all the dusty smoke emerge from the scene of the crash, and two unknown men approach the car. Ramos responds by firing shots at them. The two men run for their lives across the road and toward Robb Elementary School. 2 minutes later, a teacher is heard telling a 911 operator, I do not see him, I cannot see him. And that's where the bystander video captures the gunman entering the school. And you can see here at number 1, teacher props the open door at 11:27. Number 2, Ramos crashes truck at 11:28. Number 3, shoots at 2 people at funeral home. Number 4, shoots at school at 11:31 a.m. Number 5, school cop drives past Ramos at 11:32. Number 6, Ramos enters school at 11:33. Number 7, he shoots 100 rounds into 2 classrooms at 11:33, around that same time frame. Number 8, 3 cops follow, then another 4 at 11:35. Number 9, 19 cops in hallway at 12:03 p.m. Number 10, kid from room 112 calls 911, says multiple people dead at 12:10. Number 11, the SWAT team arrives with shield. Number 12, room 112 kid says 9 students alive at 12:16. Room 111 kid says he shot the door, and this is at 12:26. Number 14, room 111 kid says please send police now at 12:43. 15, they finally breach the classroom and kill the gunman. None of the cops lost their lives in this matter. They were very careful that they didn't lose their lives, but it doesn't look like they were very careful to make sure no one else lost their lives of the children. And that is what we know now as we continue to find out more that comes out from this Uvalde shooting. My friends, again, if that's the type of content you like to follow, please smash that subscribe button and hit that like. If you hit that like because you got some value, that tells YouTube to show it to more people because there's value here. And I appreciate it. I hope you have an amazing day. Go out there, make things happen, my friends. Have a good one. Peace.